We're live.
Excellent. So, hi everybody. This is Mikki, and I'm one of the co-founders of Conscious Life Collective. And today we have an amazing spiritual connection for you. It is a time of some intense energy, and so I feel very profound about being here today with all of the things that are just going on in the world and in our lives and just in our day-to-day. So Julia, if you would just introduce yourself and share a little bit about what it is that we're going to be talking about today.
Hi, thank you, Mikki. My name is Julia. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder of Untamed Hearts and co-founder of Conscious Life Collective. And today is the broadcast that helps us to connect to the energy of the new moon and also to guide us for the next 2 weeks so that we can be the best we can be within what is happening around us and to be aligned and make decisions and choices based on what's going on in the universe and what cosmos has to offer as well. So it is all about consciousness, and that is why we are doing it. And so we are entering the new moon of Gemini today. So Gemini has a lot of blessings. Very quick learners, amazing communicators, so great with people, easy. People want to be around them. But there's one of the pitfalls that is like emotions are there, but they're not very deep. So Geminis are shying away from connecting deeply, emotionally. So we're going to talk about this today. And we're going to also talk about this duality and of Gemini. So there could be different people at different times. And also we can talk about F word, feelings. And with that, Michael Ocher, I'm going to add you to the connection. Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Hi. So for those of you who don't know, Michael Ocher is Kabbalah teacher. He's a spiritual teacher, and he is our kind of permanent guest on this broadcast. And he's helping to guide us through the energy that is right with us right now. So it's all yours, Michael.
Thank you. Thank you, Mikki. Thank you, Julia. Welcome, everyone. We are here to awaken more consciousness, to awaken more understanding, why we are here, how we can have more of everything, more of blessings, more light, more prosperity, more health, more healing, more love in our lives. And I'm a Kabbalah teacher. The wisdom of Kabbalah is an ancient wisdom that helps us learn the laws of the universe. There are certain laws in this universe that just apply no matter what. And if we know the laws, then we can actually know how to operate, right? If you want to win a game, if you want to play basketball, you want to know the rules. That way, it's going to be easier for you to win the game. So same thing in life. Life has its own certain rules, believe it or not. And we study these rules to understand what kind of behavior is going to bring more of what I want and what kind of behavior will prevent things that I don't like from coming into my life. So that's what the wisdom of Kabbalah is about. If you don't know it, I recommend you to study it. And what we're gonna talk more specifically about is the energy of the months that we're in. And not by coincidence, today is actually the beginning of a new Kabbalistic month, the month of Gemini. And the month of Gemini, as Julia said, they're very quick learners, they're very witty, very wise, they like information, they like learning, they like studying. They are very intellectual sign. So they're all about intellect, all about more about being in the head, what we call. Why do we learn that? How does that help us? If you're not Gemini, what difference does that make for you? Actually, what Kabbalists say is that we all become a little bit like Gemini this upcoming month. So for the next 30 days, you are going to feel a little bit more in the head, more intellectual, more interested to learn ideas, more interested to learn different perspectives, different understandings. So it's going to be, our mind is going to be much more open. But what we also want to focus on, we want to make sure that we avoid what the sign doesn't like, what the sign is kind of like shying away or hiding from. And as Julia said, that's the F word. The F word for Geminis is feelings. They don't necessarily love exploring, going deep into feelings, going deep into how they feel. They prefer to be more in the knowledge, in the wisdom, in the learnings, in what I learn. I like this information, I like this wisdom. That's their thing. They are not the ones that naturally, obviously, there's no absolutes. Everyone is different. There are some Geminis that will be very emotional, that will be very open, that will be very deep about their emotions, and that's what we want to be. We want to be this month very emotionally aware and awaken and raise our what's called emotional intelligence, meaning we're more empathetic towards other people, when we feel people more, when it's not just, oh, it says you should be happy, just be happy. No, there's sometimes that you will experience a sort of a little bit of degrade of energy, a little bit of drop of energy, a little bit of sadness, a little bit of grief, sometimes a little bit of not feeling as great as you should. Is that normal? Absolutely. Absolutely. Gemini will always try to run away from that. So we want to ask ourselves, why is it difficult? Why is this emotion unpleasant for me to explore? Um, there's many different levels, right? There's beginner levels. Beginner levels are usually great with just to ask questions, just simply to ask yourself questions, to ask yourself, why does this bother me so much? Why is this unpleasant? Why do I shy away from this? Why is this uncomfortable? Why are feelings difficult for me to deal with? So the process of questioning is how we start to uncover and to look at things from a different perspective. We want to understand that life is really limitless. There's really no limit to the amount of joy, happiness anyone is meant to experience and can experience in this world. It only depends on our openness, on our desire, on our intention and desire to be in a state of connection. And really, there's no one that really determines your life as much as you do, and our consciousness. For that, your consciousness, my consciousness, that's what really determines our life. And the more comfortable I'm going to be with my emotions, the happier I'm going to be this month. I'm not going to try to run away. We're not going to try to away. We're not going to discount them or make them that they're not real, etc. There's a balance. So Gemini, another beautiful thing about this sign is they have an ability to really look at things from opposite sides, almost from a yes and a no, from the dark and the light, from the good and the bad, from the beautiful and not so beautiful. So that's what we want to focus on. That will help us explore these emotions in a different way. Yes, it's making me feel uncomfortable. However, there might be something good about it. Uh, Having this open mind is probably the biggest positives, the biggest pros of this month. Having this ability to say, you know what? Yes, I might not love this. I might not love confrontation, for example. I might not love conflict. I might not love, being assertive with people. However, that's just my perspective right now, and that doesn't mean I can change it. That doesn't mean that it's all bad. There must be something good in it. Like the great story about it's a Chinese story, a proverb about a man who buys a horse, and when he buys a horse, everyone in the village is like, "Oh my God, you bought a horse! That's amazing! Look at you, how lucky you are!" And he says, "Maybe, maybe not." A few weeks go by, the horse kicks uh, the man's son. The son is injured and has to lay in bed for a few weeks, and everyone comes and, oh my God, that's horrible. That's so bad. That's just what an unfortunate event. And he says, maybe, maybe not. And then a war starts, and then all the young men go to war except the man's son because he's injured. And everyone comes and says, "Wow, how lucky are you? You know that your son doesn't have to go to war. He doesn't have to risk his life." And he says, "Maybe, maybe not." So everything in life is about perspective. Everything. And in this month, you'll be able to look at things from such a different perspective, like you've never seen it before. So you want to look at everything in your life that you consider as quote unquote bad or unpleasant or something that you don't like and say, you know what? Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe it's a blessing. And there's stages. You don't want to, eventually, you want to go to a place where you understand that actually everything is a blessing, right? That's the big picture. That's what we want to go towards. That's where we want to go towards. Our goal is to be in a place to understand that, wow, that's a big blessing. That's an amazing, positive thing that is happening in life, no matter what it was on the first look. And but however, it's not so easy to jump right away. So in the beginning, just to say, you know what, maybe there's a different perspective from what I see right now. Maybe there's something else I can see it as. So in this month, what you want to focus on is making sure you use the word feelings, use the word how I feel, what I'm feeling. Our intellect and our mind will be so quick this month. We're gonna have so many ideas coming in, so many different perspectives, and curiosity is gonna be on all-time high. So you want to do the opposite. You want to say, okay, how can I be more in my heart? The key word for this whole month is I want to be more in my heart, because in reality, actually, another interesting fact about the sign of Gemini is actually they long for a deep emotional connection. They really want to have a deep emotional connection with people. It doesn't come to them as a given necessarily. They're more about communicating on the head level, just with ideas. So for them to be able to open their heart, to say what they feel, to see how they feel, to see what expectations they had and that they're not meeting, to see what expectations they have about the world, about people, about themselves, and might not necessarily meet, and be open about it. Be open about the bad. Be open about the uncomfortable, the negative. This is the biggest winning strategy we can have for this month. Not to shy away from emotions, but to be very comfortable with them. Because it's interesting that no matter what you're feeling, you can actually feel comfortable about that. Doesn't matter what you're feeling, even if you're feeling, that you know, I there's definitely a lot of scenarios that we can label as negative or as bad, right? However, those scenarios also have a positive. When people have strong breakthroughs and strong revelations, what usually happens is they change perspective of things. So you go from seeing as something as the worst thing in your life, and you realize, wow, that was actually a big lesson for me. That actually taught me something so valuable I'm going to keep for the rest of my life. So now is that what's now it changed, right? Now it went from being something that's very bad to being something very good, right? So it's all about perspective, and the month of Gemini gives us the biggest ability to change perspective more than any other month. So, and you do that by opening your heart, by having open emotions, by opening your heart, by sharing what you feel, sharing what's inside of you, exposing, opening, and letting people into your heart, and also giving your heart to other people, figuratively.
I love that. Thank you so much. This is the closest conversation to my heart. The heart intelligence, leading from the heart, emotional intelligence, intuition, all of those aspects are to be called upon and employed this month as much as possible. So, on one side, um, I feel like it's the most natural thing to do for someone like me, but even I have started to feel a little bit of this duality today. So I can only imagine that some people might find themselves in a situation where it's not as easy to employ the emotional intelligence, that the voices, the talk in the head might be a little bit more loud. So I would say that definitely very important to remember that even in that negative talk, there's a positive breakthrough. There's something to see and connect to that is much deeper than just superficial, reactive, driven by the ego sometimes reactions. So
Exactly.
I welcome Gemini today, and because it's a new moon, Michael, right? Because it's a new
Yes.
moon, we want to connect to what are we creating this month. Because during the full moon, we're letting go of things, and during the new moon, we are creating new. And Gemini is just such a perfect place to create new because they fast to start new things. They're very quick. They see
So they
possibility,
love newness. They
newness.
love new things. They're obsessed with new ideas, new things, new experiences. It's all about new is definitely one of their favorite words.
I love that. So this is just a perfect night, a perfect day to write things down, to journal and write things down. What is it that you want to create in your life? And focusing on that and coming from allowing yourself to connect to the true desire. And that true desire lives not in the logic. It lives on a very
Yes.
different level. It lives on the level of your soul. And like going from through the heart is the closest we can get to it. So connecting to your true desire, writing it down, seeing like what is it that we're going to create this month, regardless of what it looks like logically.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
me too.
Okay. Like now logic involved, drop into your heart and
Yeah,
let's allow it to be born into our lives, into our reality from a place of pure love and feel from a place of the reason why we came to this world. And that's the beautiful, powerful day for it.
yes, yes. So, and also, I think when you were so talking, Julia, I remembered, something that we can remind ourselves on a daily basis for this month is dropping into your heart. Dropping into your heart, seeing how you feel, seeing what you're feeling, seeing what's happening, what are you experiencing. This is a great exercise to focus because the mind again will be so active. Like you said, we're gonna have voices, we're gonna have so many thought patterns, we're gonna have so many thoughts coming to us. However, you want to allow it, but primary as a proactive action for this month is dropping into your heart, feeling what you're feeling, and also promoting the feeling that you want to experience more and more of. So if you want to feel happier, increase the happiness in your heart. Let it amplify. Let it go and permeate through your whole entire existence, through your body. So you remembering that even though emotions sometimes feel like there's something that just comes to us, that we have no control over, actually, it's not true. You actually have a lot of control of how you feel, what you feel, and if you want to feel more something, it's also in your hands. It's not something that's necessarily governed by somebody else or something else external. It's all internal.
Yes. And you know what? I was listening to a podcast today,
Hmm.
and they were talking about crying. Crying is a deep emotion, and they were saying that we are born crying. So crying is the most beautiful way to cleanse, to let go and to
Wow.
release and its emotions, right? So like don't be afraid to experience emotions, to experience feelings on a deep level, because we are born into this world in a way that we are made to experience and release through emotions and through feeling.
Beautiful.
And so one
Beautiful.
of the things that I wanted to mention also is like you can even like write a little like post-its or however you do it, like notes and reminders for yourself, and just have it in the apartment. Sometimes it's nice to have it in the bathroom and the mirror because we always look at it in the morning, and just remind ourselves, allow yourselves to feel. emotions are a good thing this month, like every month, but like drop into your heart, write whatever is true to yourself, like drop into your heart, come from that place, just write a note. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to add anything else today?
I think just being in that state of mind.
You were frozen for a moment. I think you're good now, Mike.
Okay, so
Yeah.
just focusing on the heart this whole month. Focus on opening the heart, feeling the emotions, feeling the experiences. What you just added with crying, also not to be afraid to cry through the pain that we're feeling. Allow it to go through you. Don't hold it into any part of your body. If you practice any spiritual healings, you know that sometimes you can store pain or energy in body parts that you don't need to, that causes us problems. So if you feel a heaviness in any body part, release it through crying, laughing, whatever it might be. Release the emotion, let the energy flow, let the energy go, not to hold it in and keep it stagnant in our body.
Yes. Thank you, Mike. And like, we wanted to talk today about feeling and expressing. So expressing emotions could be, I just want to like finalize it like this,
Yeah,
could be conversation, right? You can just talk, but when you speak it to during this month, just be aware and connect to the feeling and use that word, like Michael said, go through feeling. Instead of saying I think so, say like I feel so,
yeah,
or I'm feeling like, or maybe we should, instead of being very structural and logical and thinking. So
definitely.
that's one thing. So when you're communicating, just to communicate from your feelings, not don't be afraid to say I feel. And
Yeah.
then
Also
again,
don't run from conversation. Since you mentioned conversation, don't run and keep it superficial, because one of the things that Geminis tend to do more easily is to keep things superficial. So do the opposite. Go deep. Go deep. Explore it more. Explore it more. Double check. When you hear something, when someone tells you something, double check. Did you understand it correctly? Did you really, is that what the person meant, or are you just assuming? So like confirming, not to be so quick to judge, to finalize, to come to conclusions, to take the time, to be thorough, to be tenacious, to take the positive attributes of the month of Taurus into the month of Gemini.
and essentially it's about being really present with yourself, present
Yeah.
with your feelings, present with another person. And do we have a moment for a meditation?
Yes, yes. Let's finalize it. Let's bring all this consciousness again that we shared to our hearts, to our emotional center, to the place where our subconscious resides. And meditation is always so much easier than you think. If you know how to meditate, if you don't know how to meditate, something that's recommended by science, by spiritual systems. So let's unify all of our consciousness right now. Let's all be one unified soul, one unified being, one unified energy. And we want to drop into us, into ourselves. Drop in and appreciate all the different emotions we can experience. Emotions is what makes us really happy. Emotions is what we usually strive for. So drop into yourself. Feel the beauty of our internal world. Feel the beauty of being internal, being inward, of appreciating what's inside, appreciating the light, the blessings, the opportunity we have inside. And drop more away from your mind, from your head, and more into your heart. And experience what emotions, what feelings are you experiencing right now. And try to look at your heart as a place that, as a house where you can welcome things, where you can let go of things. There's emotions that are not serving you anymore. There's emotions that you feel are you're done with and you're ready to let them go. Do it. Start the process, start the emotion of letting go, of easily moving on. Any maybe anger, victim consciousness, any resentment, regret, rejection, sadness, anger, anything that you don't want to keep you in your heart. Meditate on letting them go. Realize it's in our hands, it's in our control to allow things in our emotional center and to promote and expand things in our emotional center. And what we want to expand is unconditional love, gratitude, appreciation, compassion, kindness toward ourselves, towards other people, towards the universe, towards the creator. Relationships will be a major role in this month. And what we want to do is we want to realize that our relationship with ourselves is probably one of the top priorities in this life. How well do you know yourself? How well do you understand yourself? How well do you accept yourself? How well do you take care of yourself? These are essential parts of the relationship with the I that will influence everything in my life. Even though it seems it's things that the outside that we need to control, it's really everything inside that we want to be in peace with. How much love do you experience towards yourself? How much appreciation, love, gratitude you have towards your own self? Do you treat yourself as the person you love the most in your life? And if you want to know what it means, what it feels like, and that you are loving yourself endlessly already now, say yes. It's the longest relationship we ever had or will have is a relationship with the Creator and a relationship with ourselves. All of our relationships, most of them, are actually just based on our relationship with ourselves. And what we want to focus and value, appreciate, and honor this month is our internal world, is our feelings. How much respect, how much honor, how much appreciation you have towards your inner self. And ask yourselves, how can I treat myself better? How can I honor myself better? How can I respect myself better? How can I use my blessings in my life to bring more and more blessings into other people's lives? what we can always use more of is unconditional love of the Creator. This extraordinary energy, feeling, emotion that will be so essential for us this month. That we want to operate, come from, be a beacon of unconditional love of the Creator to the whole world. If you want that, say yes. And then you want to also realize that no matter what will be happening, everything only works out for the best. Everything in our world, in our life, in our existence will only be bringing more and more light. Nothing will ever decrease light. However, the more love, the more appreciation, the more kindness, compassion we will practice, we will do, we'll express, more of that energy will eventually come back to us. And today specifically, all about forgiving, all about asking for forgiveness, making sure we're not holding any grudges, any stored energy in our body, in our soul will be released, fused, and turned into love. And whenever you're ready, you want to rinse yourself in this energy. Thank the Creator. Thank the Creator for this experience, for allowing us to connect, for allowing us to come together. Want to release it, let it go. And whenever you're ready to start your new life, your new existence, your new self, your emotionally safe, kind self, open your eyes. Awesome. I can't hear
Thank
you.
you so much.
Okay, yes.
Thank you so much. That was a beautiful place.
Thank you.
It's beautiful. I'm gonna hold down to it, and when I need to refresh it and go back there again, I'm gonna replay this video. So whoever is watching us, if you think that somebody could benefit or enjoy this video, please do share it. If you're watching it on YouTube, subscribe to our channel so that you can get alerts. Leave us comments. We want to know what you want to know and anything that you'd like to share with us. Thank you so much, Mikki. Thank you so much, Michael, for creating this
Thank you.
experience for us. Happy new moon, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Next.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Happy new moon.
Happy new moon.